Okay, I'm going to go through numbers 15 and 16 from the textbook scan, starting with number 15. I think that what makes this one so difficult might actually be the sketch of this. So I'm going to go ahead and, the first one, it's written as y squared equals negative x. I'm going to go ahead and write it as negative y squared equals x. And the reason I did that is so that you can think about it as, okay, this is just a reflection of your original sideways parabola. So it looks something like this. Next one is y equals x minus 6. So, you know, it has an intercept down here, and it's looking like something like this, and you're like, okay, what's going on? Those really aren't intersecting quite yet in my grid. Okay, and then it gives you some horizontal lines, y equals -1. Something like that. And y equals 4. And this is just getting really, really busy, really, really fast. So this is definitely one of those where it is very difficult to see what it is we are finding the area of. You just have a lot going on in the picture. So again, you're looking for the area that is enclosed by all 4 boundaries. Okay, so that would be, so like we're going from the sideways parabola over to the line, and we've got some area even over here a little bit in quadrant 3. Okay, so this is the area that we are looking at. This is not going to be easy to do in terms of x, okay? If we do this in terms of y and do right minus left, right is always this y equals x minus 6 line. Left is always negative y squared. And then our y boundaries are just clearly these horizontal lines. Trying to do this in terms of x just looks like a mess. I mean, what's top and what's bottom is kind of constantly changing and even overlapping right here. So we have to do this in terms of y. Okay, so doing this in terms of y, those y equals, those horizontal lines make our y boundaries just really clear. We're going to do this from -1 to 4. Okay, and so then right is, I actually haven't written it, it's this line, y equals x minus 6. So that would be y plus 6 equals x. Okay, so that's our, remember when you do y, it's right minus left. So it's going to be right curve, or line in this case, y plus 6 minus left curve, which is negative y squared dy. And that's it. That just needs to be plugged into your calculator now. And I do have a video on how to do that. And when you do plug it into your calculator, you're going to actually have to call these x's when you're plugging it in, but otherwise you plug it in the same way. You should get 59.16 repeating. Actually approximate 16. Okay, one more. I was also going to do number 16. Number 16 starts with the line, 16 has only lines, so it starts with the line y equals x. Whoa, that's a 16. So your y equals x line, and then y equals 4x, so a slightly steeper slope is going to be something like this, but still going through the origin, so that's x, that's 4x. Okay, and then also negative x plus 2, so up 2, but then, there we go. So I can clearly see my enclosed area here. Oh, I wanted blue. Is this little triangle shape right here. So actually this one is going to have to be split up no matter which variable you choose to go in terms of. So the reason I say that is if you're thinking about this left to right and you're thinking top and bottom, it does look like the y equals x is always on the bottom, but the top curve is changing and it changes right here. If you were to try to think about going right minus left, the right curve changes. Okay, the right curve is not always the same, but the left one is. Okay, so let's just do this in terms of x. And we're going to have to split it up. We're going to have to split it up right there. Okay, so our first integral is going to be for this area highlighted in red. And that goes from 0 to, I don't know yet. Okay, this point right here, which is the intersection of 4x and negative x plus 2, right? Okay, so if I add an x, be 5x equals 2. So x equals 2/5. Oh yikes, 2/5. Okay, so then from 0 to 2/5, it is 4x minus x. So that wouldn't even be that hard to take the antiderivative of, even, if I made you not use your calculators, but then you're going to add to that blue area. I should switch to blue here. The blue area that's left goes from x equals 2/5 to, again, we don't know, but that's where x intersects negative x plus 2. So that's 2x equals 2. So that's when x is 1. So that blue area, what's on top there is negative x plus 2. And we're going to subtract x. Okay, so again, this time you have to plug 2 integrals into your calculator, but you should get, I'm getting 0.6 for your answer there. Alrighty, just one final thing, make sure you are finishing up the textbook scan. You need to be able to do all of them if you're going to be ready for your quiz on Wednesday. And then I also have one additional worksheet posted. It's a PDF and the answers are at the bottom. There's going to be a variety of different things. You've got to be able to do this in terms of x. You've got to be able to do this in terms of y. You've got to be able to split up antiderivatives. So if there's anything you have questions on, please let me know. This quiz is not going to be, this is not an easy thing. So you're going to have plenty of time to do it, but you've got to be ready for Wednesday.